Nexo is halting interest to new incoming crypto to their platform. Why? Well, let's check it out. Alright, so I myself am a huge fan and a big user of Nexo. And reason because is that it offers probably the highest range, or the highest variety, I guess you could say, of APY of almost all the cryptos. Yeah, there are DeFi projects that offer way higher, but you'd have to convert it to MetaMask and then convert it, get it to that. If you're going to Phantom, convert it to the Phantom, chain, and then put it somewhere else. And by that time, you've lost, quite a bit of money, just to get it. It just depends on, how crypto rich you are. If you can, afford to lose that. But, if you're not one of the people that can afford to lose a lot of, gas prices, then Nexo is probably your next best bet. They just made an announcement recently that they would be halting all new interest earning on new top-ups. New top-ups being basically whenever you add more crypto to their platform is what add-ons mean, or top-ups mean. But they said they're going to keep the current price. Now, why did this happen? Let's take a look first. If you've never seen my channel, I'm usually about smart money, technical analysis. Today we're just more about kind of more like a news segment. So if you could, please subscribe to the channel. I try to give you as much good information as possible, especially when it comes to technical analysis. And let's just go ahead and jump right into this news. So, well, here, let's jump into this next. First, I want to go back to the email that I had found. Here it is. So it says immediate changes to Nexo's earned interest product in the U.S. And it says it basically what I just said. We're encouraged first of its kind settlement announced by the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission over 32 U.S. states on February 14th, as it brings much needed clarity to the crypto asset and interest-bearing accounts and to the provision of such services going forward. To this effect, we would like to inform you Nexo has voluntarily, so they did this themselves, they weren't forced to do it, determined to implement significant changes to earned interest products in the U.S. in order to be in compliance with the newly announced guidelines. All assets entrusted in Nexo are safe, blah, 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 blah. Nexo's rule can be found here. We believe changes will affect immediately and reflect a sustainable path forward. The current changes only affect earned interest product for U.S. citizens and residents, while non-U.S. clients are not affected by any of these changes. What also sucks is that if you're a non-U.S. citizen, is that if you have interest, you're earning interest in these, you can't put it into the Nexo coin. So if, let's say, you're earning interest on Bitcoin, it can't be transferred to the Nexo coin. It's our regulations are so screwed up. Existing U.S. clients will continue to earn interest on your current savings wallet balances only. New top-ups to your savings wallet as of today will not earn interest until restructuring of the earned interest product and the registration process with the relevant regulatory bodies are finalized as per the recently guidance. Once complete, eligible U.S. clients will be migrated to the earned interest product 2.0 and new top-ups will earn interest. And basically talking about the new 2.0 products, widely accessible as possible and compliant with new regulatory realities, provide more details as soon as possible. And they're just saying that they want to stay in compliance. Now, how did we get here? Well, if we go to Twitter and we go to Hester Peirce, which Hester Peirce is the SEC commissioner, she wrote a statement. And this had to do with BlockFi, is what it had to do with. Now, BlockFi, in my opinion, is not the way to go. Nexo is the better BlockFi. So once I put my money in BlockFi, I was trying to earn a bonus, basically. And I found out that the person that you're getting your referral from also had to have a certain amount of money in their BlockFi account. Well, I got the referral code off of someone randomly off the internet. It wasn't anybody I knew. So, needless to say, I did not get the bonus because they probably didn't have money in their BlockFi account either. Not only that, BlockFi, if you're trying to transfer money out of BlockFi, they hold on to it until next day, 8 p.m. And the reason they do that has to do with their lending practices. Now, their lending practices, I don't really know much about because I've never actually, borrowed money from Nexo or from BlockFi for that matter. But basically, they're holding on to it to make sure that they have enough in their reserves before they give it back to you. Now, when you first try to withdraw, you could only withdraw a certain amount with BlockFi, and then after that, I was able to withdraw everything, because once I found out that you can only withdraw so much first, and that they held your money until 8 p.m. the next day, I did not want my money in some kind of company that did that. It's my money, and I want to be able to move it freely if I want to. So I did not want it in BlockFi. So I took it out, and I found that Nexo was a way better platform. Not only were they a step ahead of BlockFi, they were. I think they bought a loan program basically, so that they could stay in compliant. But also the Nexo coin helps you with the interest that you do borrow. So if you do borrow and you have X amount of Nexo coins, you can actually have less interest, which is cool. But to me, not a reason to buy the Nexo coin, because I'm not going to be borrowing, any kind of money. But the cool thing about Nexo is that it does give you, you could borrow against your own collateral. And if you have enough collateral in your Nexo account, you could borrow against it and buy a house with it if you want to, and only pay 4% interest if you have enough Nexo coins, which is way better than any bank. You know what I'm saying? So, I read this, and this has to do with the settlement that had to do with BlockFi, and BlockFi was sued by 14 different states, and basically, they say today's settlement tags arrangements as both an investment contract under the Howey. Basically, for it to be a security, it has to pass the Howey test. And that's how things are determined if they're a security or not. If you don't know anything about the Howey test, look, I think it's Howey versus US Gov or something like that. I forgot, but it's a case, and then and a note under Reeves. So basically saying it's also a financial note. On top of the settlement, deems BlockFi an unregistered investment company. So for one, they were unregistered, which Nexo actually took the steps to be registered. Nexo also took the steps to be FDIC insured. So and I think it's up to $250,000. So if you have it up to $250,000 in your Nexo account, that is all insured. BlockFi doesn't have any of these. So BlockFi, your money is naked. It's there for the taking, and they kind of control what you do with it. So that's why all these not institutions, but yeah, government institutions came after BlockFi and said, what they were doing was illegal, and so they had to basically settle with the states. It was multiple states that came after him. I think they said it was 14. But, there's this big, long thing that, it's not really long, but it's a big, long letter that the SEC commissioner, Hester Pierce, wrote regarding this. And they said, they're going to be coming out with, more regulations regarding interest-bearing cryptocurrencies. So this could be a huge what's the word I'm looking for, precedent in the way that we look at staking, unfortunately. So Nexo is the only one, I guess, halting what's going on, I guess, because probably they're the closest one to what BlockFi does. As far as I know, nobody else is halting any kind of interest-bearing staking or anything like that. But if you take a look at Nexo, I don't have much in the account, so but it's, to me, it's kind of like a little bit of savings that I do have in the cryptocurrency world. If I get enough, I try to put it in there. What I have that I don't want to trade, basically, is what I put in my Nexo account. So as you can see, my balances are over here. I don't have much. I have $60 in Bitcoin, 30 in Ether, but you can also see the interest that they earn over here. So Bitcoin's up to 8%. I've never seen Bitcoin earn anything more than like 1 to 2% on any other platform. So these are all basically blue chip, blue chip cryptocurrencies that are earning 8% or more. Stable coins are all 12% or more. As you can see, you got Tether, USD Coin, Pax Dollar, True, DAI, and then you also got the US dollar, the euro, the pound, all earning 12%. You got Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, EOS, BNB, Stellar, Pax Gold, Chainlink, Tron, Cardano, all earning 8%. Now, here's the ones that are a little bit different. Polkadot earns up to 15%. Doge down to 3% because nobody really likes Doge, I hate to tell you. Axie Infinity, the highest one, up to 36%. Polygon, 16%. Now, Decentraland, I believe that's a new one that they just added. That's why it says earn unavailable. Now, they've had Uniswap for a while, so I don't understand why this one says earn unavailable. Solana 8%, Avalanche 12%. This one was up to, I think it was 18% at one point. Terra Luna 13%, Phantom 18%, Terra USD, and then Terra USD is 20%, stablecoin up to 20%, and then Cosmos 11%. So anything that you had in there currently, you would still be earning interest, because I checked my notifications, and yes, my interest that I did earn almost 24 hours ago, they still did come through. So I got a little bit in all of these: BTC, Matic, Axis, Luna. They were all still earning interest. But if I was to add any more, then unfortunately, but the reason they still have all this here, is because this is for non-U.S. customers. Non-U.S. customers don't have to worry about, they can still earn their 20%. They can still earn their 18% or whatever if they top up. Now, what does top up mean? So if I were to go to Bitcoin and go to manage wallet, and it'll show me what I have. No, I don't get this. I don't really understand this flex terms, to be honest, because it says 4%, but it says earn up to 8%. I guess if I went to fixed terms, I guess I could find out. Maybe, I don't know. This is no active BTC terms. 1 month plus 1%. I guess if you hold it in there for a whole month and you don't move it, and you can create your own fixed terms on it, basically. And then if you were to wanting to add more on, I know in the app it just says top up, and here it looks like it's a little bit different. Maybe you have to go to exchange. Not for sure. Let's see if I want to. Well, that's to buy. You could sell, and you could sell your Bitcoin for USD as well. But unfortunately, if you were to do that, you wouldn't be earning interest on any of your USD or your USDT. Which actually it doesn't even have USDT in here, which is weird. That usually does. Or maybe swap. You can do BTC to USD. Now, what's interesting is that you can now swap to the Nexo token. You used to not be able to do that. You used to have to buy the Nexo token outright, and then you'd be fine. But I couldn't figure out how to do it because there's really no way to input a credit card. Well, at least, I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it to know. The only place that I knew to get the Nexo token was CoinEx. That was the only place that I knew that you could get the Nexo token, and then you could probably transfer it in. But then again, it would cost a lot in, well, for one, CoinEx would take some for their network, and then by the time you got it transferred in, I think it told you how much the Nexo platform would take also for the transfer. So unless you bought like $1,000 worth, it almost wasn't worth it. And again, unless you're borrowing money, because again, that's the whole point of the Nexo token. Because if you look at this and hit borrow, basically, well, it should explain. I forgot where it explains. I'm not 100% sure where it explains, but it does explain where Nexo basically lowers the interest rate of the borrowing. So, but anyways, just wanted to give you some news, some updates, that Nexo would be halting their top-ups to their staking. What does this mean for the future of staking? I don't know. That will be something I would advise following Hester Pearson on Twitter, because she is the SEC commissioner and will be giving you more information as to what is going on with the interest-bearing, investments that you have across all of your, crypto exchanges, all of your crypto wallets, whatever wallet you have that may be interest-bearing. But again, Nexo is, to me, the one that has the highest interest. That's why, to me, it's a blow to me, because this is where I go to put, money in my piggy bank. Basically, this is my piggy bank, my little bit of savings that I use not to trade. The rest of it is in KuCoin and in Gate. And the reason I use KuCoin and Gate is because KuCoin allows for futures to be traded for U.S. citizens, whereas to almost everywhere else doesn't, which I don't understand why, because the regulations basically say that you can allow for trades to be made, for margin in crypto, as long as it's no higher than like 10 times that of your 10 times your leverage, basically. So they allow more than that, but not much more. especially if you don't go through the KYC process. If you go through the KYC process, you know, and you're not from the United States, you're from somewhere else, that, you know, they can allow up to 100x or something like that. So but for US citizens, I think the highest that you can get is about, like, you know, 15 to 30x depending on the coin. So, and then the reason why I use Gate is because Gate actually, well, since they don't allow you to trade margin or trade futures, most, I guess you could, they call them ETF coins, but they're the coins that have leverage already built into them. So, you know, if they have, you know, BTC 5L, which means Bitcoin 5 long. So if you think Bitcoin's at a low point, and you want to make money on Bitcoin, you can make, you could throw in, $100 or whatever it is, $200 at Bitcoin 5L, and then it's going to act as if you have that 5x leverage in a futures account. Instead, it's just built into a token. So that's why I use those two. KuCoin also has a lot of those coins, but they're mainly three times the amount. They're not 5 times the amount. As to where Gate has a lot of coins that are 5 times the amount long or 5 times the amount short, so you can make a lot more money a lot quicker. So that's why these are the 3 platforms I use, and I just wanted to give you this quick update. Again, if I haven't asked you to do so, please like, subscribe this channel. Love you to do that. That would be awesome. And keep your pants on.